Yo, every time I hear a song like this now, Shannon, I am reminded of the time that we were in PR.
Specifically, what time?
We were in PR, having a great time, and that's when we were at Tulum.
Tulum.
Fire.
Great time.
Great times, but just the music. Once again, compliments to the DJ. May he rest in peace, because I'll never know who he was. I tried to look it up. I couldn't.
He might
find
as
it.
well die.
Yeah, he might as well. He's just a distant memory. But yeah, man, just dance music, house music. Huge fan. How do you feel about house music?
I'm indifferent.
Yeah.
If it's on, but I'm
Okay.
not searching for it.
Yeah. If it happened to walk by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
House
I'm about
music? When you say house music, give me
Give me a 4 on the floor that you can dance to.
okay. Okay.
Do. House music.
Not it.
And then add anything to that.
House
What's
music
that
is cool.
old school music? Is it house music too?
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
That is super 90s. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind Clubhouse every once in a while.
Clubhouse is just nostalgic. It reminds me of a rent-free time, of like no bills. I might just go outside, play with
Everybody hanging out on the stoop.
play with somebody
No
that's my best
bills.
friend for the day, and I'll never see him again. We were playing tag, manhunt,
Wow. Thank you
and
for
then
that.
it's all over. Then you wake up because tomorrow's Monday. You gotta go to school.
Wow. Man, you went in on that one,
Deep.
Shannon.
Yeah,
That was a journey.
it was.
It usually is with Shannon.
That's what. Hey, I'm very visual. I want to take you on a journey.
Where are we going? Tonight, on tonight's episode of the X Lounge, Shannon is here on the couch along with Zach and Loren. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the X Lounge.
Welcome. How's everyone feeling, man?
So great.
Feeling good?
So, Lauren,
Yes.
now that we're here,
Okay.
Gonna grab this.
hold on, wait.
You said her name wrong.
Sorry, Loren.
Listen, to be clear,
Loren.
I kind of go by both, but I have embraced, since becoming a mom, I have embraced Loren because that's a Spanish way of saying
Okay.
it. Loren Peñalo. That's my name.
Peñalo.
Peñalo, not Penalo, which is what I used to go by when I was assimilating.
Sorry,
That is
I'm going
not-
through it over here. Sorry, I thought it was gonna be.
very
That's
loud.
okay. We
I thought it was gonna be.
You're turning the wrong knobs.
All right. So Peñalo, I thought it was Peñalo.
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 There's an accent on the O.
Okay. I know how to write in Spanish, but I'm terrible with the
Really?
accents.
You know how to write in Spanish?
Yeah. Well, technically no, because I don't know where the accents go. But I can write.
Enyes? Like the,
I know where the enya go, but
The accents are tricky, yeah.
yeah,
You know what? I hate to admit this, but
do it.
Spanish reading, oof. I am reading that page over and
Yeah,
over.
hard pass for me.
That's the
Spanish.
Dominican
And
in you.
out loud
Googling,
in
and
Spanish?
Googling words? Like, what does this
Dominican
mean?
in you.
That's the Dominican in you.
Oh,
though.
man.
Excuse me, I resent that. No,
Are you Dominican?
I am half
Oh,
Dominican
okay.
and Puerto Rican, but I have.
That's why we half like her.
Oh, please. That's what makes me great. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
no,
Okay,
no.
thank you
But
for that.
seriously, like Spanish is my first language. I feel like my speaking is going downhill and my reading is terrible.
I'll tell you what.
is
Yes,
that?
that happens, and I don't realize until I go to Puerto Rico.
Yep.
Because first of all, people in Puerto Rico talk crazy fast in Spanish, and it's intimidating. Because think of talking to someone in Puerto Rico in Spanish is the equivalent of trying to get into a double Dutch thing.
Wow.
You don't.
I like
You got to
that. I
find
like
the
that.
cadence of when to go in, because they'll talk to you fast, and if you're not ready, you're like,
Yep. You got to jump in.
Say it again?
They gave you an opening. You got to take it when it's there.
yeah.
that is
Especially the most intimidating is when you're gonna order food. If you go through any drive-through,
See, I would turn into an American immediately under pressure. Hi,
Buenos
yes. Can I
dias.
have a number 2, please?
Do you speak English?
yeah.
Por favor. It's terrible. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I got to be like in a certain like mindset to be able to confidently speak Spanish because I just don't have the opportunity to do it on a daily basis.
My Spanish gets better when I come back from Puerto Rico, because I've been there for
Absorbing.
I've been there for about 4 or 5 days,
Enya.
and it's like okay,
When
now
you've
we
been
got a
using it,
cadence back.
The muscle memory is there.
Yeah.
Like you're
It's
golden.
beautiful.
But I
man.
still be messing up words. My friends over there have a list of words
They
that
judge you.
no, but I've said some words incorrectly.
Oh.
One time, the most notable one, we went to a restaurant and I wanted to order juice, a specific one of my favorite juice.
Okay.
So I asked the lady, "Dame un jugo de arepa."
What?
I meant to say un jugo de acerola.
Wow, man.
It was so random that even the waitress like chuckled.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah. But then everyone at the table,
fell right into it.
they just
Eat it up.
there was other ones that are equally
Yeah,
bad.
man.
So to answer your statement, yes, it does happen. You don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah, I don't know. And I used to be like, I'm never gonna be one of those moms that doesn't teach their kids Spanish, and it's like
It's hard.
I gotta actively think about it.
Yeah.
My kid's a C kid. He's like, C, agua. That's it. Like because I don't
Basics.
speak it. Yeah, because I don't speak it at
You have
home.
to speak it to them like constantly. And
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like the only reason I know Spanish is because like I literally didn't know English until like 5th grade. So
Really?
like, and
Yeah,
that, like,
same.
and it's stuck since then, right? Like it's broken, but like it's still there, like that imprint.
Yeah.
It's just like it's the other way, like it's more English.
I'm the same.
vocabulary
I
than Spanish.
learned English in school.
Yeah.
I learned spoke Spanish in
Really?
the house. Yeah.
Learning a lot.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And we're turning the page.
And my grandma used to get mad. My grandma used to get mad when I used to respond to her in English.
Oh, she would be like, "Hey,
If I spoke to her. So even like in my old age, I'll talk to her in Spanish. And
man, you just reminded me. I'm sorry. I apologize, but that energy made me think of the many older women who were intimidating at church energy. I feel like I grew up around a lot of them. Just this very sternness character.
Stern but loving.
Yeah, both at the same
typically a
time.
single mother.
I mean, usually yes. Usually
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Typically,
I have one in mind.
Yeah, dude. I'm thinking
it's
of like
true.
a couple.
It's true.
you think back, but you love them.
Of course.
It's like you need them.
How could
They're
you
like
not?
they're like your second mom,
Yeah.
and it's like you kind of know that they have the right to like
Hit you.
kind of be
Yeah.
right.
Oh, I
they
earned
had to.
this.
They had
I
to.
earned
You know what
this.
I mean?
I'm sorry, I earned it.
Did your moms ever do this? Like, I remember being very young and my mom being like, "Y sabes que si le tiene que dar una nalga, pues dásela." And I'm like, "Mom,
I was just talking about this the other day.
Permission granted.
My mom used to tell all the like deacons and ushers at the church that if I got out of line, they had green light to yank me by the ear and get me back in order.
that's terrible."
That sounds wild. Right?
I
If you think
remember
about
the
it.
betrayal.
She greenlit me in church. That's crazy.
Greenlit. Qué horrible.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The betrayal of that. I'm like, "Mom,
I mean, but I was
Really?
bad though. I used to
you
like
were.
dip out during like the preaching. There was
Sure.
a corner store down the street. I used to be in there getting candy for the whole like for all the friends.
Damn, dude.
I think that you
and then
guys should
passing
do
them out."
an all Spanish episode.
Oh man.
Oh, that would
Can
be
you imagine how
interesting.
brutal that would be?
Like the first 15 minutes.
No,
A collective like good 20 minutes would be just us.
there'll be a lot of stuttering.
Struggling to come up with a coherent sentence.
my
No, you know
Spanish
what?
phrase
You
for the
know
day.
what? I could do it.
Bueno, familia,
Buenos días.
Exactamente.
Shannon, you could do it.
it's tough, man.
Yes, you could.
Dale, papi, dale.
You gotta really think. I que pensar, papi.
Bien boricua.
Tranquilo,
Yeah.
I can't do
tranquilo.
it. I can't do it.
Tranquilo.
It feels
I'll
like a
just
could do it.
respond in
I could do it.
English, guys.
Do it in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, you have to be in PR.
Puerto
to
Rico vlog
Go.
in Espanol.
I think it's a thing. I think you should do it.
I could totally do it.
I would enjoy it.
I be stuttering in Spanish though. The words be beating the brakes because I know the word I want to say, but my mouth don't want to be cooperating.
Yep. Solid effort.
I'd be blanking. I could do Spanglish really good.
Really?
Yeah, I could solid Spanglish. But
If
Either
I
way.
could Spanglish with anybody as long as they could keep up. And to be fair, most folks usually can, right?
I
It's
can
usually
Spanglish
enough
with the best of them.
yeah,
to
heck
put
yeah.
a story
I used
together.
to use Spanglish when I used to prank call people. I was a huge prank caller.
For
I
real?
could see that.
Huh?
I could see that.
That's crazy. Just you by yourself, or like did you have like a
Nah,
team?
I had a crew.
Is it
Me
associate?
and my boy Alexis.
Okay.
We anybody.
Terrorizing the neighborhood.
So
That's
we grew up in the same church. Alexis was my homeboy in the church.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to call flag on the play for your use of hands right there. We'll just roll the video on that one. Highly inappropriate.
blur it out. Just censor it out.
I'm not gonna let that one slide.
I just-
I had to call it. I apologize, everyone. Shannon, thank you. Sharon, thank
The
you
worst
so
part
much.
about it was that it was an active decision to do that because I didn't want to do this.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So I chose. I was like,
somehow
no,
worse. Somehow worse. Oh man, I'm so sorry, guys. Wow. Might be. Yeah, man. I'm so sorry to derail
So you and
Sharon.
Alexis, I remember what we were talking about. Go ahead.
So we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna come clean here. So me and Alexi had the church phone book.
That's wild.
So
That's
so
crazy.
it had every person like that was a member in the church.
I remember this. I remember
Their phone
this.
number. At the time, the church was big, so it used to average about like 700-800 people on a weekend.
Wow.
So I had the list
A
of
lot
the
of
members
numbers. Okay, yeah.
because my mom was like a high-ranking member. So me and Alexi,
Play the
Such an
fanfare.
interesting way to say that, but
Yeah.
and then you did this again. So,
yeah.
you know, keep it going.
So Alexi probably will never admit this, but one person we used to call all the time was Lauren's mom.
Okay, wait. Okay. Wait a second.
This is incredible. We're learning
Continue,
things.
please, because I think memories are coming back. Wait a minute.
Okay,
Saying what?
I don't remember what was said, but I know your mom used to give us a stern rebuke every time.
Shut up.
Immediate.
This is amazing.
Like we wouldn't be out of line for the
I'm
most
in
part,
shock right now.
but she was like,
Yeah.
like speaking tons of stuff,
Ooh.
and it just gave us
Casting
more
you out.
like passion
More
to
fire.
follow up the next week.
You owe my mom an apology.
Oh, this is a
That's
great
great.
story. This
When
is-
you see your mom next, ask her.
Oh my god.
I think this was when you guys lived on High Street.
No. Because we were like in elementary, middle school in High Street.
It had to be High Street.
Carew Street. Carew Street.
No, I think it was High Street.
No way.
One of those.
You guys never came to our house and
I never went to the house. I had the phone number. I was just calling.
like Yellow Pages.
That's all you
type
needed.
shit?
Wow.
That's funny,
I had
man.
the church
That's
phone book.
crazy.
That's too much power in a young
Alexis?
man's hands.
You know what?
As a matter of fact, I still have a photo of
I
it.
cannot.
I won't pick up. I was gonna call Alexi.
That's a dice roll. That's a dice roll.
Hold on.
I
This is
cannot.
great.
I am in complete shock. And
Yeah.
the fact that you would wait so long to say.
I mean, that's a gem if I ever heard one. I
That's
mean,
hilarious.
there's so many stories like. Did you grow up in church?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have like similar caricatures? I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know.
100%. Like I think my mom was one of them.
Yeah.
She was one of the women.
What are
Oh,
the women?
with the
Yes.
force.
With the right, with
The
the,
Iron
fire of
Fist.
the Lord.
Iron Fist. Yeah. So
The Iron Fist, but
Mira,
also
varón.
the,
oh,
Me escucha.
Like,
Te tengo aquí en el podcast. Te
I
preguntar una
cannot-
pregunta.
betrayal.
¿Te recuerdas los días de la Mill Street que hacemos la llamada?
Mill Street.
¿A quién nosotros llamamos?
Nosotros cogimos el directorio de la iglesia completo y empezamos a llamar a la gente.
Pero espérate. Pero mira, ¿a quién llamábamos?
A la mamá de esa señora que está ahí.
I can't believe this, man.
Ay,
Bravo. This is wow.
Yo le expliqué ahora que nosotros llamábamos todo el tiempo.
Oh my God. Mommy,
seguíamos
honestly,
llamando y la
she-
maestrita, los voy a coger.
Wow, dude.
Dale, hablamos, dale.
that's funny, man.
Oh, dude, that makes me so happy. That's incredible.
you know what?
That's incredible.
I'm gonna go home and tell my mom, and she's gonna be like, "Wow, a mystery solved after all these
You should
years."
call her. You should call.
She probably won't
Probably
remember.
she's probably
That
thinking
was
that.
No, not now. But I mean, like, you should like prank
Oh,
call her again.
yeah.
Like,
I'll tell
you
you.
should.
so don't apologize.
I'll tell you
She'll cuss your
specifically
ass out
around
now.
the time.
That's funny.
This was around the time 2004, 2005. And I only know this because one of the aliases that we used to use to call people was Carmelo James. Because they were in the NBA, we were huge.
That's a great name.
Carmelo James was the combination of Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James.
Terrible.
No, este Carmelo.
Shannon, is that one of your aliases on 2K?
No, it's not.
Okay,
It's not.
I was just
Oh
curious.
my
I was just
God.
curious. Bad legs.
Carmelo James.
So, next time you speak to your mom, ask her about it. And if she remembers, it'll be...
She will remember. Of course
Epic.
she'll remember.
That's hilarious.
I cannot.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable, man. But I mean, gosh, we got so many stories like that, though, man. If you go back enough, like, just, I don't know. Like, I hate thinking about the passage of time, but like the passage of time, right? You know, like the weight of all of that, right? It's heavy. Like, you know, you with your kids, me with my kids, you with your kids, you with your kids. Like, there's always like this, like, okay, the iteration of the universe, right? And constantly progressing, and like thinking back to a moment like that connected all of us. So like, I mean, that's such a great moment, you know, but it was real. And here we are on a podcast talking about it in the future. Crazy,
No, that's
man.
crazy. But if you think really about like what astrophysics has like developed into and what it's really like saying, and going back to what you're saying, like how time really is not really a thing. Do you guys know about this? Like how
I've heard
time is
about
not
it.
Time
really
is
a
a
thing,
construct
and
or
yeah,
whatever.
and everything happens at the same time, and like if you really go deep and think about that, it's like, you know, everything you do is like echoed in time almost.
It has repercussions. Well, that's not the word I want to use, but it has
Ripples?
Yeah, ripples.
Was that the word that you wanted to use?
it works. I don't know exactly the word I want to use, but I know
I wasn't convinced.
repercussions
Zach
wasn't
had
the
a
word.
taste in his mouth.
Wasn't convinced.
Disagreement.
Nah, that's not the word.
Hard disagreement.
But we get it. That wasn't the word, but we get
Yeah.
it. We all get it. We get it.
Yeah, but we're there. We got the point. That's all that
I get
matters.
it. Yeah.
Love it.
Yep.
Yeah, time's crazy.
Ripple.
What was the so I didn't look it up, the tweet that you mentioned. You still shocked?
Yes.
A good story.
Anyways, it's great.
Thank you for that.
I have to bring it back.
That was a gift.
You mentioned something about the time people hate their girlfriends.
Yes.
Hate
So-
or hit?
Hate.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm paraphrasing, but it's kind of like it's a dude tweeting, and he's saying like, okay guys, like what about the time when you start like hating your girlfriends?
Gotcha.
And then all these men just start, it goes so bad. So it's like when she greets you in the morning and asks you what's wrong, and she's the problem. Or like when
Okay, I understand. I
When
understand
her physical
now.
touch, it's like feels worse than like being alone, or like, you know, like these deep, you guys have to, I can't believe, like, yeah, you have to look it up. So it's just so gross and it's so crazy. And all these women are coming to this realization that men are almost like intentional with the hate, because it's almost like there were tweets also saying something like when you're waiting for her to break up with you, but she just forgives you're cheating a seventh time. And it's like,
Oh, man.
you know what I mean?
So yes, that's a thing. That's a thing.
And here women are just thinking like men are just clueless. They're not really like, he just made a mistake. And it's like, no, he's
I'll tell you
actively
what.
trying
I'll
to
tell
get
you
to
what.
break up with him.
I'll tell you what. And I might get canceled by all the men here.
I'm ready for it.
But who cares? Men will do whatever women would allow them to do.
Yeah.
So therefore, if I cheat and you forgive me and you come back and I cheat again, now I know how to handle it from my last experience.
Yep.
So then you come into this vicious cycle.
But it still makes you trash. 'Cause you
Absolutely,
should not be cheating.
1,000%,
Okay,
1,000%,
right.
1,000. Yeah, but it also makes those women
Permissive.
stupid.
But
Permissive?
if you think about like society, like, and I always go back, but if you
No.
think of like the indoctrination that women are brought up with, you forgive, you make it work, you are understanding, so then if you're a man and you're taking advantage of that, then is that really the woman's fault? You know, now I feel like women are more comfortable saying, fuck that, I'm not gonna stand for that. But back in the day, especially if you had kids with someone, you had to like forgive and you had to make it work because, my God, divorce, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely the underlying tone of like Christianity is like you grin and bear it, you know.
Yeah.
I think that was
growing up.
So
I
is
should
it
say like
being
that was
stupid?
the,
Or is it like
I think
trying
that was
to-
the thing of just the society back then of just you work through it.
Yeah.
But
Or you-
society, well, talk about that one, huh?
That one.
But society now is more like just get a divorce. Just get a divorce.
yeah.
I think
Okay.
what
Which
was
is-
happening
which
back
is-
in the day, people were just hiding the stuff that was happening.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Of course.
I feel like
Women-
the divorce
not-
thing
okay.
shouldn't be like a.
Let's speak clearly. Not people were hiding. Women were swallowing it and staying quiet to make it work. You don't agree?
That was a
Yeah.
poor choice of words.
Yeah.
Rick, yeah. Let
When-
it go.
I called Shannon out. I had to call you out.
You said it.
But I
You-
mean,
and you put the emphasis on it,
and
too.
literally swallowing it. I mean, come on. You know,
I mean, come on.
they were. I mean, no,
yeah.
seriously,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
were
they were.
really
Yeah,
like
super
they were
serious.
permitting these things to go on
Yeah.
so they can keep their families together and so
Right.
they wouldn't have to deal with the stigma of being divorced.
But I think a lot of the
No?
stuff that like at least I'm mentioning now, women, the women that are permissive, they also need to be able to look at what's happening. They need to not, because some guys just play with their emotions, their heart, just because
Yeah.
they know, and some girls are just so blind to the idea of these guys playing with their emotions that they don't know. So what gives?
But the same society that says that is the same society that shuns the single mom or the girl who has gone through multiple partners because she's not happy. So as a woman, you deal with that. Do I chance this reputation or this, reputation of someone who jumps around from relationship to relationship or who's not stable? Or do I stay and I play the dump card?
Okay, yes,
Sounds like a lose-lose
sounds like a trap.
situation.
that's a dilemma, right?
It is what it is. There is no other.
Yeah.
Or you just become that girl excuse me, who owns her sexuality and calls herself a slut and says, "Fuck it, I'm sexual," and you know?
But there has to
Because
be a level.
There is nothing else.
There has to be a level of embracing your singleness too. Like even if you are a single mom or you're a single
No,
person as a
absolutely,
man or a
personally.
woman, you know what I mean? Being able to say, I know who I am. I'm comfortable with my own skin.
But
Like,
that's
this is
what I'm
I can
saying. When
offer
you
someone
do that,
else.
if you, let's say you go from one relationship, you get into one, it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
Then you're going to another one and you realize, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
And you're choosing to get out so you don't play the dumb card, right? But then now society also tells you, they're not looking at you as like, oh, you're someone who's free and choosing herself and standing up for herself. They're looking at you as, oh, something's wrong with her because she can't make relationships work. Hence the J-Lo effect. It never sat right with me, those jokes. She's been engaged so many times. She's been with so many men and she can't make it work. Is it that, or is it that she's got her own money and she doesn't have to stand for these men that are not working?
Or she could also be crazy.
Or she could also be crazy, of course.
The
But I'm
reality-
saying
true.
society
What I'm-
overall,
I mean, I agree
doesn't
with-
give you as a woman a choice.
I agree, and
good
obviously
one
there's
anyway.
not a one shoe fits all because
Yeah.
every story is different.
Yep.
But at some point, if our dating like different women throughout different times, actually I'll say I won't get in relationships like that because I'm very picky. I know what I want. So there should be a level of accountability of, I want to say everyone, but in this case we're talking about women, of moving within partner and partner. There's got to be a point where you look at yourself and say, all right, something's not working. Yes, there's yes, guys are terrible. Some guys are terrible. Yes, some guys are terrible, but also you got to look at yourself and be like, am I attracted to terrible guys?
Okay. So, and I've had this conversation before because I'm a woman and of course I've dated, right? When you meet a woman and you're married, but
I'm married.
okay.
I'm not.
When you meet a woman, okay?
Yes, Shannon.
When you're presenting, or when anyone meets anyone, you're presenting the best foot forward, right? Everyone is. So then if a man is highly toxic, he's gonna mask that. You're not gonna see that until what? Until you're deep into the relationship, right? And then that's when we go back to you have to make it work because you're a woman. You have to try. And then again, you don't want to go from partner to partner. So I have to make this work. But then if you stay, you're the dumb one, like you said. So
I mean, it's not binary
because
though.
you're not finding this out within the first few days.
There can be signs. I feel like there can be signs.
So yes, you
but
don't find
people
it.
mask.
Yeah.
Because how many times have you met someone in the workplace or even just as friends that you're like, oh, cool, this person's awesome, and then something comes up and you're like, whoa,
There's
this person
there's
has, you know what I mean?
there's signs that they don't become clear until the true colors come out. The true colors come out. You're
And how long does that take?
Hindsight is 20/20. What I'm saying is,
But absolutely, there's a point of what you're saying of like, yeah, like I'm getting into all these relationships and it's clearly not working out. Maybe that I do have to, of course, there's ownership into what you're doing. I just feel like you can't overlook the fact that there is that huge element of you're getting to know someone, they're presenting the best part of them, and the problems arise after a while. And after a while, then you're literally you're choosing between I'm staying in this or I am choosing to have that reputation again of there's something wrong with her, because that's what you're saying. You have to look inward because clearly something's not working. So at the end of the day, personally, I don't believe in that, like, oh, there has to be a certain number before it starts to look crazy. You're dating. You're a human having a human experience, getting to know another human. And there's layers to you. I've known you for a long time. I haven't been in contact with you for a while, but I'm sure there's shit about you that I couldn't even imagine, because people are complicated, you know? So
yeah, I feel right that I deal with people regularly in my job, and you can that first interaction, that first conversation can be very much like you said, putting your best foot forward, blah blah blah. But that second interaction, that third interaction, you're like, yeah, that person is a little cooked,
okay,
or not cooked, or just like they care more about themselves. They have this opinion of the world. Like, you can start to pick up those little things before you can start to, I don't know, I guess we're using dating in this situation, but just meeting someone, you can start to pick up those different things.
I don't want to say it.
say it. Come on.
You get what I'm saying?
No,
You know what I mean?
absolutely, absolutely. I know what you're saying.
I don't think you have to get so deep into like the relationship for you to kind
What
of
I think
see
is
those
that
things.
what I think is that you could be a great person, but because it doesn't always have to be those things. It doesn't always have to be selfish. It doesn't always have to be, a bad outlook on life. Sometimes it could be you don't fit the role the way you thought you would. Maybe we were great at first, but when it comes to like a serious committed relationship, you can't do it.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Or maybe like you become a parent and you just don't live up to what you said you were going to do. It doesn't look like what you said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be those inherent, like, you're a terrible person.
Yeah.
I could see it coming from a
I mean,
way.
I feel like everyone in their decision to seek other people is validated in their own feelings, because for whatever reason you do what you want to do. In my experience, women are gullible.
Of course.
Women are gullible, and if I wanted to exploit that, I could easily. But I'm not. But I don't, because I'm not a douchebag.
You're not a monster.
But there's people that do.
Yes.
So if I had a daughter and growing up, and I see her going from relationship to relationship, I'm having that conversation early on.
What's the conversation?
I don't know what that conversation looks like on.
No. But you're having a conversation. So what is it?
I'm gonna look at everything.
Or maybe you don't even need to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Because what is that?
I'm gonna look at these type of guys that she's looking at. What do they have in common? Like, I gotta get to the bottom of it. Maybe it's the guys, maybe it's her, but something's gotta give. I wouldn't allow my daughter to fall into a trap of these drakes.
But you know what? In defense of women, I feel like,
I love the defense of women.
of course, that's what I'm here for. That's what you have to be. You have to be gullible, because a lot of what you're meeting requires that. Rarely are you meeting a man that's like, I got my shit together. I've been to therapy. I do not come with any baggage. And here I am ready to be a husband. So you're meeting the guy that lives in his mom's
That's a red
basement.
flag already.
You're meeting
Someone
the
says
guy-
that, already a red flag.
No. I'm not saying he's saying that. I'm saying that he embodies that. He is that. You know, he's not pitching you a sale. He is that. You're not meeting that. That's not Joe Schmo on the street. That's not the guy that you're working. Those are not the guys that you're encountering. So you're meeting the guys that live in their mommy's basements. You're meeting the guys that have baggage, that come with kids, that have childhood trauma. So you have to become gullible.
Isn't that just adult
You have to
dating?
tell yourself. But that's what I'm saying.
The lottery of
it is. So that's what I'm saying. As a woman, you have to become gullible to believe that, yeah, this grown-ass man who's still not like willing to leave his mom's underboob is gonna grow and be a man because he meets you.
Yeah.
You have to be gullible, because if not, you're not dating. So women are gullible. So we do give the pass. Oh, he's a player. He's a player, but you know what? He says that with me, he'll be different. Okay,
Classic.
because that's all you've got.
Classic
That's
one-liner.
terrible. That's terrible.
But that's the reality.
So
In a society that blames women, I would say, look at men.
no, the men are trash. That's 100%.
So what are we to?
I
What
don't
are
think
women
the
to
men
do?
part is being ignored.
Yeah, the men
Certainly
part are
not
trash
anymore.
But then how do you
What
blame
I'm saying
women?
is-
How do you say with the same way you're agreeing with this? How do you say you have to look within? My daughter can't date. I mean, that
was a good Shannon impression.
it is great.
Okay.
I still think there needs to be some sort of when I'm dating.
You're just repeating yourself.
There needs to be some accountability
repeating.
when I'm dating, right?
There should always be accountability.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm just saying that
when I'm dating, in the dating phase, I'm gonna find out about you. I'm gonna ask you questions, and understanding that people lie, understanding that people are.
you just said if
are
I wanted
shady.
to be an asshole, I would take advantage of women. So there are a lot of guys who do that.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind with what you're
So,
saying
but-
with the questions, because of course we
Yeah,
ask
but
questions
listen,
and women cry.
So what I'm saying
You know?
is with the questions that I'm asking, I have a great memory, and this is just me. I could spot a lie immediately. When something doesn't make sense already, I wish I was lying.
Is it a gift and a curse? Is that type of thing? that you
Maybe
just kinda have
what it
that
is.
Read?
Like,
So you're saying that these women you're dating are actively lying to you?
no. I'm not saying that they're lying to me. I'm saying you have to know how to ask questions and talk to people and really understand when people are lying to you, or when or based on the story that they're telling you. It's like, oh wait, this don't really add up. Like you live with your mom, but you have a house here. Like in conversation, people say stuff and they rat themselves out. When people talk,
But what does
people
that have to do with someone literally presenting the best side of themselves and just not being able to
toxicity.
move up or because you could be in a great relationship and then
Yeah.
it just happens to be that you start working with, and this is just an
That's
example,
still gonna happen, though.
that you start working 8 months in, right? Now you've posted them online maybe, or people know that you're with them, and you just happen to have a new coworker at work, and this man looks beautiful or something to your man, and now he's jealous in a way that you did not see coming. And you're like, whoa. You're what? Keying my car? You're threatening me because you saw me talking to him at my job?
Yeah.
What do you do? That
feel like-
wasn't a question you asked. Are you a jealous man? No, I'm very secure in myself. Until fucking Superman came and worked with you, and now he can't handle it. And he's literally
Superman.
You know what I'm saying? Like whatever, Mr. Handsome.
Well, so
How do you prepare for that? What question do you ask for that?
I don't disagree that those things happen. What I'm saying is we as in people dating have to do a better job at canceling these people out
At vetting, but
early on.
how do you foresee that happening? Because the questions asked are asked, and he's
those
not gonna admit
situations.
that.
I mean, I don't think one person. I don't think a person will go from 0 to 1,000% jealousy.
Oh, they do.
without seeing the small little red flags throughout.
As a
throughout
woman,
time.
and please, any woman watching this, please comment. As a woman, have you ever asked a man, "Are you a jealous man?" And he has said, "Yes, I am." Never.
No.
Can't you
Never.
see
And
jealous
that's just one
tendencies,
example.
though?
But you don't have to
Jealous.
ask it like
No,
that to figure out if they're
But
jealous.
what I'm
No,
saying
no.
is, you would
So
see
what?
that.
Then you play games and you
No,
like.
No. But I mean, like, you can ask if you can see.
What question are you asking?
So I'll tell you what. If
I don't know, I never
let's
asked
say,
that.
No,
If they're
think
jealous or
about
I'll
not.
tell you,
Think
Lauren.
about
I'll
it.
tell you this. Oh, Lauren, I don't like saying Lauren.
Lauren, it's fine. Whatever. I go
Lauren,
by both.
if you and I were dating, and you told me you weren't jealous, I'll take it face value.
Right.
if a week from now something happens and you just ask me a question about something, let's say you're not jealous and you be like, oh, I saw you have a new coworker at work. You're not showing jealous tendencies, but in my head I'm like, okay.
I mean, that's a dead giveaway.
No.
Number one, because why the hell are you prying?
I'm saying like small little.
I know what you're trying. I know what you're insinuating.
Like
what
you
I'm
see like
saying
those little
is
things
that,
throughout time.
what I'm saying is that sometimes the issue doesn't present itself until you're deep into it. Maybe the issue
But that's just relationships, Lauren.
But that's what I'm saying.
Like,
that
at
you
what
can't
point-
blame the woman from jumping. I'm clear on my point.
Yeah.
You can't blame the woman from jumping to man and calling her essentially a whore or a sleazy or whatever, loose, whatever. You can't blame her without factoring in these things. Maybe she's jumping from man to man because these issues are coming up, and that is just dating. But society doesn't give us that grace. It gives that grace to men. It doesn't give that grace to women. She's sleazy. J-Lo has had 45 engagements. What's wrong with her? It's not like, well, maybe the men that she's been engaged to, there's things that have come up and it just doesn't work out. That has always been my point. Mic drop.
I feel like engagements are like...
Engagements, relationships, the point.
No, man,
persists.
it's just not a qualifier. It's not a qualifier.
It's not. That's exactly my point.
So-
but society will blame women, and Shannon will say, if I had a daughter and she did this, there would be something inherently wrong with her. My point is that not always. Of course, are there women who are crazy and toxic and maybe not careful with the partners that they choose? 100%.
So let me ask you this. So at what point do you start growing with your partner instead of saying, let's go somewhere else? Let's say
some men do not want to grow.
Okay.
Some men are saying, this is who I am, take it or leave it.
Okay,
And
so how do you
sometimes the take it
so
doesn't-
how do you find that? How do you find that early on? Or how?
You tell me. You don't. Okay, tell me how Tell me how maybe you don't know this person is violent. In October, I believe, is DV Awareness Month. You don't know someone's violent. They are kind to you. And let's say this person is spontaneously violent. Not that there's a predator out there, with which there's a lot of men who prey on women.
Oh,
like you said.
absolutely. Yeah.
So this man has been with you for 2 years and they have only shown you grace, love. You feel like you're locked in until they maybe move away with you and they feel like, oh, now she's isolated enough from her family. There's no friends. There's no coworkers who are looking out for her. I can now start being physically violent with her. And by now it's been years. So now her psychosis has now, like her psyche has now been intertwined with your trash and she is into it and she's afraid. Right? Mm-hmm. And suddenly this man who you've trusted for years of your life, who you really trust with your life, who you love the way you are taught to love completely and wholly, they have become physically violent. And you're deathly afraid for your life.
How are you tying that back? How are you tying that back, Lauren?
Because how are you supposed to? No, I got you.
We're going into a dark place.
No, I got you. No, 100%. I'm clear on my point. How are you supposed to foresee that?
You're not letting anybody talk, Lauren.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, we'll get no, I want to hear.
No, I'm so sorry. I apologize.
No, it's okay.
I'm trying to tie my point. My point is that, how do you foresee that?
So you don't foresee that. And that,
no, you're good.
You don't foresee that. And those are, I don't want to call it the one-off because it happens and it's a serious matter. And if you can leave.
Absolutely. No doubt.
Yes. What I'm saying is the petty stuff, the
toxic stuff,
but
it's all tied in. I
know. Yeah.
Of course it is.
But like,
I was just, for me, so to
and I am so sorry if I like bogarted the whole like.
No, you're good.
Because you said I didn't let anyone talk. I am so sorry. No. I was trying to connect my point with how, because really as a woman, it can all it's a spectrum,
it's everything.
You know?
Absolutely, it's all the things, all of it though. But I like, we're talking about relationships like from the dating perspective, right? And like, but what the end game, doesn't necessarily have to be marriage, but ideally long-term partner, right? So like,
whatever that looks like,
for the individual. So I guess the question would be like, at what point is there a decision by both parties to just pursue that, right? And it's you never know, right? Because obviously when you're dating folks, like you're experiencing like a subset of time when you happen to be with that person, right? At whatever stage of your life you are, right? So whether you met them when you were younger, when you met them you were older, that's going to dictate how that experience goes. And I just really feel like it's hard to know what someone is like until you're with them. And so yes, you obviously the things that are I'm not the things that are you know, kind of those challenges that women face, right? You know, I don't think that every guy on planet Earth is like ignoring those points, right? Like Shayna's point, like you said, like there's a subset of men who are that way, right? Who kind of give out that energy.
A lot of them.
Yeah. It's terrible. I mean, it's terrible. And I respect it, you know, and I think it is wonderful to get your perspective on this because we're always heavy on the male sided takes.
Very heavy, especially me. My question, as deep as it gets, is really at what point do you decide to grow? Let's say you were the partner with somebody, you have a kid, and then you find out, oh, this person's not really a family guy like what I envisioned in my life. So some people have the conversation, hey, let's work on this. Some people will run away. So in that category are people that will work through it and do whatever they can to save that relationship, and then it doesn't work. Or you have the people that just be like, you know what? I'm mad. I'm not even gonna talk to her. We're out of here. Same people in the same category all get lumped into the societal, oh, this lady is, you know, bad news bears or whatever.
Or even a man. Men got that title too.
Oh, yeah. But my thing is, like, at what point do people begin, in this case when we're talking about women, when do they take them like, hey, let's grow together? Maybe like official marriage is not the goal. Whatever the goal is, when do we work towards this? Because we're not perfect, and throughout different stages in our lives, we change. Like, you've known me since I was 20. I'm a different person from then.
Since you were 20. I've known you since I was like 12.
I meant 20s, but you're right. You've known me in different stages of my life where for a lot of the stuff, I'm still the same person, but for a lot of stuff,
it's different.
It's different.
Yeah.
And it should be, because you're growing.
Yeah. So how do you, as a couple growing together in different stages of your life, how do you decide this is something that I'm not going to work through, I'm out of here, or this stuff we can work together? It's tough, and you don't really know that until you're deep in it. But my thing is, you can find those traits early on. You can. Yeah. You can find the little. Someone answers a certain. They answer something a certain way. At least for me, I can't speak for everyone. I'm like, oh, okay. Little red flag in my head.
Little clues.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm listening to that. Then later I'm gonna find out.
You're writing it down. You're jotting it down.
Absolutely, and maybe it's just because I'm petty, or call me whatever you want. But if I hear a red flag in my head, best believe at some point later on, it might not be tonight, it might be next week, I'm going to bring it up. We're going to talk about it because I need clarification on what my initial thought was. That could just be me.
I'm going to just say this one thing. Like I really feel like, and I'll speak for myself because this is all I have, like, but I think when you experience like hurt, or when your kind of life is forced to, you know, stare at the face of the thing that is like your demise or whatever.
It's dark.
Yeah, like when you get to that dark moment in your life where something just hurt you, like you had a moment, that tends to set off a trajectory, right? So relationships are difficult. They're inherently difficult because like you're saying, all right, we're gonna do this together, let's go, and then like you just do it. It's hard, and so like you have to be willing to accept that person every day as they are every day, because no one is like, we're all constantly changing, and we're changing because of each other, and you know, and so that's the part about dating that sucks, is like you never really know if that person that you're dating is going to be that person who's going to give you that completely and openly, and like be like, I'm going to tether to you, and like we're stuck together, and let's do this. You never fucking know. You just kind of have to just
My literal question, my only point was that, like, what happens when those things aren't, like, you can't move past them when they're serious enough things? Or, like, maybe even, I know I went deep with the DV, but she doesn't get along with your mom.
Yeah,
She
that's
hates your
huge.
kid.
Yeah.
Those are
You know what I
huge.
mean?
Those are
Like,
a huge thing.
What do you? And that was my question to you guys, literally. Like, what do you do then? You know?
But are we having those conversations though? You know what I mean? Like when you're in it, right? You're dating this guy for 2 years, you're dating this girl for 2 years, and things come up. Are you having a conversation about it?
Yeah.
But in the hypothetical, yes, I love children, and yes, I am great with children.
I know, but then he's showing
maybe
signs
they
that he
don't-
doesn't.
But then maybe they don't like your kid, or your
could
mom,
be a
or
real
I'm just
thing.
saying those generally, you know.
And it can happen. People are chameleon. Like I haven't started dating yet, officially dating. I'm still kind of just enjoying my singleness and stuff. When I do begin dating, there will be phases in which I will bring this lady through my life, and throughout those phases, she won't necessarily be my girlfriend. I'm testing you out, and this is only someone that I would consider, because if I'm gonna date, I'm gonna date to be serious. So if I am dating someone and she can be a person that I can see myself getting married to, I'm gonna put her through the ringer. I know it sounds insensitive, but it sounds terrible. But I'm
Well, you
gonna
should, yeah,
like
you
you're gonna
should.
meet my family. We're gonna probably in stressful situations. I gotta see what happens. Like my family is difficult to travel with because everyone gets anxious. If we gotta do that and see how that looks like, then that'll give me a little bit more data. If I gotta see them with my kids before I'm actually bringing them in for real.
Right,
And I
right.
feel like
Absolutely.
Right.
a lot of people sometimes they want the family unit so much that
They bypass that.
they bypass that. It's like, oh, let's play house now.
Right. Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah. I am humbled and grateful that I had 2 kids. My wife had 2 kids, and somehow that ended up working. It just happened to work out. But I count my blessings because I know that there's so many instances where it doesn't work out, and it is that problem. And to your point, again, it's like I just like in the vulnerability of humanity, right? Like we just need
Love.
need each other, man.
Yeah.
We really do. Like we
Listen,
really
I am
do.
blessed that, like, honestly, the father of my child is one of my best friends.
That's great.
And we get along and we love it. That's family, but there's people that don't have that. I
Yeah.
can't even imagine it. I can't imagine it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's tough.
It's a miserable way to live too.
And no one goes into relationships hoping it fails,
Right, right.
Some people do. Well, not
You think so?
some people go into a relationship with no plan for success.
No game plan at
yeah,
all.
we're just
True.
gonna
Let's figure it out.
might as well do the
Willy-nilly.
same thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna vibe. We're power couple, but
That's crazy.
what are we doing? Nothing.
All right, y'all. What do we say? Let's go ahead and
Land the plane.
land the plane. Thank you, guys. Yes, we're cooling off. It's the light comes on.
Dating is trash, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
It is rough.
I'm really sorry, you guys.
Listen, it
Oh
is.
no, I am good.
I'm fine. I'm not dating now.
I'm just saying we're acknowledging to the people dating. Sorry, y'all. Yes, it is difficult.
It is hard.
Sucks.
We
This
acknowledge
sucks.
the pain of how.
Listen,
how
I went
challenging
on
it
a
is.
date once, and it was just boring. It was like, listen, like overall, the experience was good,
Yeah.
but I had no.
How far in did you know that you were out? Was it almost immediately?
We didn't even order drinks yet.
Yeah.
We went to eat, and it wasn't awkward. It was fine,
Okay.
but I was just bored.
Yeah.
But I found out later that was one of her best dates, and nothing crazy. It was just conversation stuff. But it just did. I was just like,
You set a high bar without even trying.
They say sometimes you are the magic, and maybe you carried that whole interaction for her.
I mean, she was a sweet girl, but it just wasn't.
Be like that sometimes.
It's rough.
But it's like going through that different times is.
Sorry.
I've only done it once. I've only done it a couple of times. It's crazy.
It's just the truth bombs over there. Just
Did you let her know right away?
Yeah, I kind of let her off nicely.
You stood up from the table, tossed a 50
No,
on
no,
the
no, no,
table, and walked
no,
out.
We
But that
finished-
also goes to say like
we finished. They, walked into her car. That's so respectful. She had no idea. if she watches this, maybe she'll know. But she has no idea that I felt that way in that date.
She'll never.
Because she'll never.
That's
She
good.
don't have to know.
Yeah.
You'll know now.
I shall know. Well, no. She'll
may.
say maybe it was another day.
She said that was the best date she's ever been on.
Someone's
And
gonna
it was
send
with
her
you.
the link to this.
You'll know.
You're right. I gotta take that out. I gotta take that out.
Whole
I gotta take that out.
3-minute clip.
I gotta take.
Remove it.
You're right.
Well, maybe there's multiple girls that thought
She probably
that
does
date
watch
with
this.
Shannon.
She watches.
I might take that out.
You watch.
You might
it.
wanna-
I think you want to remove
She
it.
actually, I gotta take it out because she actually sent me a message a couple weeks
Take
ago
it out.
saying that she. Yeah, I gotta take it out. I gotta take it out.
But the whole. I shouldn't even
listen,
comment on it.
Or
listen,
leave it
you
in.
sweet
Yeah.
girl, sweet girl. She's in a relationship now. She's happy.
Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, more
bro.
hints. Now
Take
she
it out.
really knows who she is.
Take it out.
Now she's not in a
You shouldn't even
relationship, and you
comment on
said it was the best date of your life.
I was gonna comment. I'm not gonna
Oh my
comment now
gosh.
because you're gonna remove it. So it
Oh
doesn't
my
make any
gosh.
sense.
I'll remove.
Comment.
As
I don't
we
want him
land-
to remove it.
I'm
The
gonna.
plane.
I'm gonna
Heavily
remove
edited.
enough
No, don't
bits.
right.
I'm gonna remove the details so that they
That
can
just
be
goes to show
deciphered.
you that sometimes how guys can be terrible at dates, right? Or they don't have like the. I don't want to say charisma, but I want to say like
Conversation. People don't know how to.
conversation. People don't know how to be nice.
They don't know how to talk.
How many dates have you been on where the guy doesn't open a door for you?
Oh,
Oh wow. You don't?
no, because
I open the
because
restaurant,
that's
not the
something
car
that
door,
kinda
not the car door.
The guy that if I'm dating a guy, he's the kind of guy that opens doors. To be honest, I have
Okay,
never
fair
been on a
enough.
date.
So
I
you
don't
you're on
open
a
the.
great
I don't
streak.
open the car door. No,
Really?
No.
I don't open the car door. But
I
I mean,
open
like,
the
I
door.
don't, go,
Like,
I don't go in front of my wife.
Car
to
door
open the
for
door.
the first date. That's minimum.
I never did that. I didn't do that for my
door?
wife.
I'm not opening the car door. You can
Chivalry.
open it.
Chivalry.
First date,
Unlock the
first
door.
date?
No, I didn't do it.
Not every time.
First date.
No
Well,
dates.
no, it's not required. but I'm
Honestly,
just
listen,
saying.
ladies, if you're watching this, first date, I'm setting the bar low. 100%.
Not according to that other chick.
I'm setting the bar.
There you go.
And when I say low, we're going out for coffee, maybe dinner. That's it. And dinner is going to be somewhere regular.
Mid.
Mid.
Oh my God! Did you guys see that TikTok of that girl who literally videotaped her whole date?
Yes.
And she was like, guys, look at me. He took me to, where was it?
Cheesecake Factory. Get out of my car.
He took me to Cheesecake Factory. I'm not getting out of the car. He went to open the door.
Terrible.
And she said, I'm not getting out
Terrible.
of the
Get
car.
out of
That
my
is a
car.
What's
terrible
wrong with
person.
Cheesecake Factory?
I'm
I
like,
love the Cheesecake Factory.
First of all,
she
I
said it
took-
was a chain. It was a chain. Why are
She
you
was
taking me to
feeling
a
herself
chain?
way too much.
And she
Sometimes
she
you need
would
a
have.
change.
She would have been out of my
handled
car,
that terribly.
and she
No,
didn't want
but
to.
he said that. He said, I'm dropping you off at home.
I would have dropped her
Nah,
off.
get
Take it
off
out.
here.
Please
I'll call
exit the
Uber.
vehicle.
I'll
Uber
call
it.
Uber.
Yeah,
Don't
give you Uber.
listen.
Call an Uber,
We're
yeah,
done.
that's
I'll call
right.
you
I'm
an
taking you
Uber.
to dinner. You gotta decide where we go.
Text me when you get home.
No, honestly, she videotaped it.
That's
I think she
wrong.
went live.
I saw it.
That's crazy.
No, don't disrespect me like
That's
that.
wrong.
That's next level.
Man.
Like, you
He
be-
Sometimes-
showed his face.
sometimes
Be
Chili-
happy that I'm taking you out.
Sometimes Chili's hits.
Facts.
Yo, sometimes
nothing wrong.
we just gotta go out for a cup of coffee. Just
That's the
I need
waters.
to know.
Good works.
I need to know if I can be in front of you for an hour and have a conversation. If I can have a conversation with you at the minimum, no.
But there's also girls that are taking it that other route, like that girl. You can't take me to a chain. You have to spend a certain amount of money. Like
Nah, man.
what?
Nah, we're just
First date, 50-50.
Those are the same.
I'm
Those
just
are the
kidding.
same girls. Those are the same girls that are jumping from
going
relationship to
Dutch.
relationship.
Is that the
Those
term?
are the girls
Not
that.
necessarily,
I'm just
but
kidding. That was
but
a
a
joke.
lot
Those
of
are the
them-
girls
Yeah,
that I'm
yeah,
referring
yeah.
to when I'm. Those are the girls that.
No, and absolutely.
Women like
I'm
that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ooh, let's land this plane.
And we're just gonna gingerly.
I'm just gonna do this.
Cheesecake Factory would have been a lot for first date for me.
Agreed.
Don't expect
That is
Cheesecake
not
Factory.
a cheap restaurant.
It's not.
I
Don't
love
let
the
it fool you.
Cheesecake
Well, if they're
Factory.
Buffalo
I mean, I
Guys,
love
thanks
it
so
too.
much.
Their buffalo chicken.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in.
Things.
But first date, we ain't going there. We're going to a taco truck right here.
Taco trucks be him.
That's it. Let me.
The taco trucks do be.
Las Cangris food truck.
And then also, sorry, before we end, also
Ray
depending
just wants to land this plane, and we
depending
just keep talking.
on the first date,
Yes.
I'm also gonna judge the outfit. Like, do you know how to dress for the moment?
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about it.
If we're gonna go for a walk, don't know too much makeup.
Yep.
Don't do it
Don't
because
overdo it.
because I'm calling fraud.
Lie.
But what if she wants to? Oh, and I agree. Like, why am I putting so much effort to go and walk with you? But what I will play the devil's advocate. She just wants to put a good first impression.
That's
I want to
fine.
show you
Okay.
how cute I can look.
Okay.
Not for a walk.
Okay, respect it. But there's girls that think that way.
Sometimes
Like I really like them, so let me really like.
listen. Sometimes
you know?
guys are petty, so sometimes guys will take women to certain dates in order to see them without a full face of makeup to really You gotta really. So if you ever go to a beach on a first date, just know you're getting put through a test.
I knew a girl who
good data.
I knew a girl who used to say, I used to like to go to guys, try to get them to go to casinos with me, so I could see how heavy their pockets were. So I got that.
Yeah, everyone has their test.
Yeah.
Casino. That's so
Swear to God.
That's crazy.
interesting. Hey,
I just try to take them to the casino to see.
as we
I'm like, oh. Yeah,
One-
Rick, let's land it.
Once again, we're just gonna gingerly land in these warm waters, guys.
we're in Puerto Rico.
We've arrived, guys. Thank you for the clap, guys. We appreciate you coming on this journey that we've been on tonight at the XLounge, a classic, if I ever heard one. Lauren, thank you so much for coming on the pod.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
Sorry
you,
for bogarting
Lauren.
it. What?
Seriously, thank you so much.
I was like having the woman's
I'll
perspective.
never
good.
forgive what you did to my mom.
You don't have to. Your mom has to forgive me.
Well said.
Crazy.
Zach, thank you so much
Thanks for having me.
for coming on, man. Appreciate it, man.